Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome back to another Minecraft video on the Frilcraft server. Right, since you've been gone, I've been doing a bit of digging, I've been doing a lot of exploring, and I've also been doing quite a bit of breeding. And I've been able to do all of that because this guy's working like a little Trojan behind me. These farms are fantastic, they're superb, I can't praise them enough. So I've been using the carrots in there obviously to breed myself some pigs, and the wheat from the farm downstairs to breed myself some cows and sheep. And it's looking like now the breeder is turned off and he's able to farm all of it. It's looking like he's starting to lag behind a little bit. It's starting to look like he can't keep up. Which isn't a problem. I mean, all I've got to do is throw another farmer villager in there, and they'll be off and running. But maybe I'll leave it just a little bit longer, just to see how far behind he gets. But it's not a problem when I show you how much food we've got. It's the same with this guy here as well, only not quite as much, because he doesn't have to keep going over to the corner. What was that? Because he doesn't have to keep going over to the corner to farm, he pretty much farms wherever he wants, and the minecart picks it up. He can keep up a little bit quicker because he doesn't have to keep walking backwards and forwards to do the planting and the harvesting. So this guy seems to be coping much better than the carrot guy upstairs. Either that or the carrot guy upstairs is fundamentally bone idle. But that's what I had after the first little round. It hadn't been running long, so we had sort of 3 and a bit stacks of wheat, and half a stack, sorry, 3 and a bit stacks of carrots, and half a double chest of wheat and some seeds. Of late he's been going great guns, and we're getting about the same amount of wheat. In fact, let me just get rid of some of this stuff. I'll show you what I got while I was doing a bit of mining earlier. I'm doing a bit of cave lighting up early because I want to find myself a slime chunk underneath. And the best way to find a slime chunk is to eliminate all of the caves in the area of other mobs. So I've been doing loads of lighting up. And while I've been lighting up down there, I've got loads of gear. I found a couple of spawners down there. A skelly spawner and a couple of spider spawners, a couple of cave spider spawners. And I've got a couple of golden apples. I've got some diamonds. I've bumped into quite a decent diamond vein as well. So I've got some diamonds, got some rails down there, got a couple of discs, which are no good to anybody. A book, a bit more gold, a couple of name tags. I did bump into a couple of slime while I was down there, but I couldn't identify what chunk they were in, or I was too far away anyway. Managed to get myself some potatoes, which is brilliant, and as I say, got myself some skellies while I was down there. Quite a few skellies actually. So there's a skelly spawner. Where, you might ask, is a skelly spawner? If you can see, bang in the middle now, there's the skelly spawner, which is just a little bit over to the east of the mansion. So it's not too far away, not close enough to build a spawner there and be close enough to use. But I might get one a little bit closer. I don't know. So now we've got rid of that stuff, and got rid of my rails, got rid of my stone. What I can, get my iron ore in here. No, iron ore. So let's go and empty the farming chest, see how much stuff we've got. So I'll get rid of the seeds. I'm not sure what to do with the seeds yet. Eventually I'm probably just going to filter those off because they're not much good to me now. Oh man, he's farming brilliant. Is that proper English? He's farming brilliant. He's farming brilliantly. There you go. So that's half a double chest in, I don't know, a day, maybe a little bit less than that. It's certainly less than a few hours. I mean, he's keeping up so well. He's able to take a break. But you fella, you're lagging behind a little bit, aren't you? See, as I say, the difference being he has to walk around replenishing his inventory, and then when he's got enough stock, he'll walk back over to the corner and try to plant in the corner, and that's when we get the carrots. And when he's run out, he'll come back and start harvesting these. So the carrot and potato farms do take a little bit longer. So he's back over there now. It's a good job he forgets easily that you can't plant over there. Anyway, it's working brilliantly. So what I've been doing then, since you've been gone, is I've dug a tunnel down to level 38, I believe it is. I'll make everybody dizzy on my way down here. And I thought I'd be clever. I thought I'd try to be clever and dig a couple of lines of 3x3 tunnels all the way underneath the mansion, in the hope that I will locate a slime chunk, and I put fences on every one of the chunk borders. And I was kind of hoping that a slime would spawn down here and we'd know what chunk they were in. But so far I haven't got anything, and my AFK spot was sort of over here, so I was at least 24 blocks away, but I was within the 120 odd blocks, so that they would spawn. But all that seems to be happening, or all that was happening, was I'd be getting loads of mobs spawning in the caves below me. So I've spent a lot of time, a good couple of hours last night, going around and lighting up all of the caves underneath me. And I've lit up loads of caves, but as you can see, still getting a load of mobs spawning. Now, is that because, what's the time? Currently the time on the server is 10:56, so it's the middle of the, well, it's light outside, and they've still got mobs spawning. You can see that on the map in the top right hand corner. So whether they're residuals from last night, which they could be at 10 o'clock, and they look like they're above me, so maybe I'm not having that many mobs below me. But certainly what's not spawning are slime in any of these chunks, and I can't be that unlucky. I mean, there are 25 or so chunks underneath the mansion, and one of them has to be a slime chunk. I can't be that unlucky. So, and I've got a beacon upstairs as well, and haste on the beacon. So what I think I'm going to do is empty my inventory again and grab another load of torches, and instead of trying to be clever and just having a long line of tunnels 3x3 hoping one will spawn in them, I'm just going to dig it all out. Well, I can hear one. There it is. Okay, where were you? Were you in this one? You've got to be in this one. Whoa! Hello, fella. Nice of you to join me. Got to lit all that up and everything. Clearly didn't light this up enough, did I? Anyway, this is, I'm pretty sure then, this is the third or fourth time this has produced slime. So I'm now confident that this particular chunk is at least a slime chunk. Let's put a couple of blocks in here. How am I going to be able to tell? I'm going to forget which one it is. You know I am. Right, so one with cobblestone in it. Actually, I'll leave the slime in it. That's probably the easiest way. Just leave the slime in it. Okay, that's choice. There's the entrance. It's the second one in. That's lovely, actually. Okay, so I've done a lot of digging. And I've highlighted what 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 25, probably 25 chunks. And I've killed a few slime and I've waited for them to come back again. And it looks like that one there and that one over there that we knew about are the only slime chunks underneath the farm, underneath the mansion. So this is, where am I facing? North. So this is sort of the front left-hand quadrant of the mansion, and the other one is about just above where it says Mansion 2. So they're not next to each other, which is a shame. Would have been nice to have two side by side, but I might be able to utilise both of them. They're on a diagonal, aren't they? So maybe I can make two slimes and have the chute going up in there. It gives me something to work on. Anyway, so now I guess I have to start. Well, firstly, I'm going to have to go and get myself a couple of picks and repair the ones I have. So that means a trip over to the end farm. And then I'm going to have to start digging a massive hole and deciding where we want these fellas to appear in the mansion, because ultimately these guys are going to have to come up a water elevator and go into the mansion, because there's going to be a room in there with a Johnny. Johnny's going to be up there waiting for you fellas. He is. He likes playing with you boys. Or one of them does anyway. So, yeah, and they'll go up and they'll fall into a room and Johnny's going to be in there to get me some slime balls. Fabulous. So, I'm going to start digging a big hole. Okay, I didn't run off and start digging a big hole because I was holding out on the hope that there would be two slime chunks next to each other. And it turns out that I might actually be in luck. I've now been AFK for a little while. I've been watching a bit of football. The Football World Cup is on. So I've been watching a bit of football. And while I've been away, watching a really good game actually. Really good game between Morocco and Spain. Morocco were really unlucky. But while I was away, I left myself AFK over in the corner. And when I came back, there were slime. Well, I came back at half time. There were slimes here in this. We knew they were in here, and there were slimes in here. So I killed them, went off again. I've just got back at the end of full time, and there's another one in here. So it looks like this and this chunk are both slime chunks, which is brilliant. Right, I've actually started digging a big hole this time, and I've gone all the way down to bedrock, and then I've started to second guess myself, because if a slime spawns up here on this would be the top 37, this would be the top floor. If a slime spawns on here, takes 20 seconds to make his way to the edge, falls off into the water, he's then got to make his way around the water to the slime elevator, which could take upwards of a minute. By then, there's a very good chance that, well, he potentially could despawn within outside 36 blocks, I think it is, but within 124 blocks of a player, then mobs will randomly despawn after about a minute. So if it takes him a minute to get off this platform and into the water, it's going to take him another minute to get all the way up the water chute before he's anywhere near dropping into the room with Johnny. So I'm now thinking that I'll only have these three platforms, the three top platforms, so the one over there, the one here, and the one over there, with a water chute around the outside of all of them, leading to a central water chute, which is probably going to be there in that corner over here. In this corner here. And if I dig straight up there, that should bring me, yeah, just about in that room that I showed you earlier. Yeah. And then that way, they've got less time to despawn. Okay, I won't be getting the massive amount of spawns that I was getting before, but it might work in my favour, because if I've got slime spawning on every platform and they're meandering around and not falling off, or they've, even worse, fallen off and they're at the bottom and then fighting against the current of the water and hanging about, then no more slimes are going to spawn. So by having them at the top and then having them hopefully transported upwards reasonably quickly, then that might increase the spawn rates. I'm going to do it that way, and then if I find that the spawn rates aren't very good, then I can always dig a couple of platforms underneath. It doesn't have to go all the way down to bedrock, does it? Okay, so I've got the trenches dug around all of the slime chunks now. So they go up around there, then down under there, around that way, over there, and down here. And then down this way. Look, as you can see, there's quite a few of these big fellas spawning now. So maybe we'll be okay. And then there's one that runs along here, along this way, and then it sort of circles that slime chunk as well. So we'll have all of them running into some kind of slime elevator. I think it's going to be about here. Yeah, I'll probably make it about here. Straight up through the ceiling, which should bring us out into one of the rooms at the front of the mansion. And then we can work on how to get them into Johnny's room. So that's what I'm going to work on now. I thought it was probably best if I started working from the top down. Now we've identified our slime chunks and we know roughly where we want them to come up into the mansion, which is going to be about the chunk border is about here. Yeah, the chunk border is here. So that chunk out there and this chunk here are both slime chunks. So the slimes are going to come up around here, and I'm going to have them going into the room on a little water chute there. So they'll come up a 3x3 gap here, and then they'll fall into Johnny's room through that hole. So it's probably best if we start working on his room now. So firstly, we're going to have to rip up the floor, because I'm going to have to replace the floor with hoppers. And I'm ultimately, let me just throw down a few torches. Ultimately, I'm going to want the slime going into the storage area. Now, I was thinking about having the storage area over here. In here, but I mean, that's a small room and we've got plenty of rooms in here. So I think I'm going to build it in this room here where the beacon is, and maybe utilize the room above it as well. So have it sort of double high with a balcony in the middle. So this is like a double high room. Maybe we've got to think about that, but we have got to start thinking about storage quite soon, because the crop situation is getting out of control. I'm going to have carrots and wheat for weeks, and also now we're going to have slime everywhere. But before we start messing about with that, as I have done with the two farms, I'm going to have the storage, like a makeshift storage area, just for the time being. So I'll probably have it going into a couple of chests just into here, just to start with. And it's not ideal, it's far from ideal. However, it will have to do to start with. Okay, now we've done that, I'm just going to put that back in again. I'm just going to cover the floor now with some carpet. So we'll give it the same design that there is outside. Brilliant. Now, like I said a while ago, when we first started doing the mansion, actually, I don't want to change the design of this place too much. I'm going to be adding a few windows, and I'm going to be adding the wraparound lean-to conservatory, pergola, whatever we decided to call it, around the outside of it. But I'm not going to be changing the inside drastically. because this is not a renovation. I'm just trying to utilise what we have. So Johnny's going to be stood in here, and he's the slime are going to come over the top. I think I've told you that before. Sorry for repeating myself. So now I think I'm going to grab a bit of wood, make a platform here, and then I'm going to start the job of digging down. Okay, so I've dug my holes, and I've had to build a couple of holes, and it couldn't quite be where I wanted it to be. Well, I suppose it could have done, but by the time I'd finished messing about digging, I wasn't going to dig any more holes. So anyway, this is where they're going to come out. Oh, and they're going to come up from one corner of the both the slime chunks, and then around the other side to hopefully stop. Oh, hopefully it will cut down on how long they take to get around the farm, because all these are going to be filled with water. So we're going to have that corner flowing down here and that way, and then this corner flowing this way, and then down this way. So there'll be one chute up there and then one chute up there, and they'll join halfway up where we've just seen. And then these fellas right over there, again with that corner, one corner runs this way and down there, and the other one runs that way and down there. And those guys over there that you can't see will come this way. So what I need to do now is go and get myself a load of ice. Fortunately, I've got a pretty fantastic ice farm, so I'm off to get some ice. I do love this ice farm. These are going to get really important in the next snapshot in 1.13 because of blue ice. So these are going to be really important. Okay, so I've got the water in now, and I was quite lucky actually, because I'd forgotten that mobs will spawn on pressure plates. So I was happily putting ice in down here when I turned around, I got a zombie coming at me, and it's because they can spawn on pressure plates. I could have changed these out for slabs, but I don't have a crafting bench down here, and I'd already put down a load of pressure plates, so I wasn't going to waste them. So all I did was run around putting lighting above all the pressure plates. That should stop that from happening, because what I don't want is mobs to make it into this column and make their way up to the Vindicator room, because slime won't fight back. So Johnny can beat slime up to his heart's content without fear of being attacked, whereas if another mob got in here and made its way down to this column of water, made its way up to the Vindicator room, Johnny would whack him once, and the skeleton or the zombie or the creeper would go mental, and we'd have an absolute war on our hands up there, which I don't need. So the last thing we need, and I might even put, thinking about it, once I've got these fences out of the way and these platforms lit up properly, I might even use some of these fences to go around the side of these chutes, because I don't want mobs spawning anywhere in here and then, you know, falling off into the water, because that would be a bit of a disaster. You see just here, the lighting is probably low enough for a mob to spawn, and if he spawns, falls into there, gets into that chute, could be a bit of a catastrophe. Anyway, I'm going to fill this column up with ice and subsequently water, and do the same with that column there, and then the same with the main column up through the middle, and we should be left with 3 columns of water all converging in the same spot in a room above, and then we can start thinking about getting rid of the fences. Okay, well, I've got the water in. But I've not tested it yet, so maybe I should try testing it. I wonder if those guys can get through that gap. Can you get through there, fellas? Okay, I'll make the gap a little bit bigger for you. Oh, there it is. I thought I'd put my axe down then. Right. I'll leave you to play in there. I'll run back upstairs again. And hopefully they'll be able to make it up to the top. And if they can make it up to the top, then it's just a case of getting Johnny in there now. Oh, cool as you like. Oh, one of them's died. Oh, a couple of them have died. Well, a few got up. Some got up. I'm happy that some got up. Okay, they die when they fall in there, but that's not going to cause me a problem. No, I'm not. I refuse to let that cause me a problem. Brilliant. So we know it's working. So now I need to go and grab myself a Vindicator. Right, I was going to go and get rails put in the mansion from the nether portal over in the corner all the way up to here and all the way into there. And then I realised that I didn't have to. Because if you remember the amount of trouble I had, because that portal up there, that we can't see at the moment, that portal up there was syncing with the portal all the way over there. So I've just dismantled, well, I've taken a block out of the portal over in the corner and I've put a portal here. So now if we send the Vindicator through the nether portal in the nether, he should come out, or he will come out, I'm pretty sure he'll come out there. So that's what we're going to do now, and then once he's in there I can dismantle this one and put the wall back in again. But that does mean going out here in the dark. Pretty cool. Oh, okay, sheepy. Right, get my minecart. Sorry, fella. I don't want you in the way. Oh, you stupid person. Schoolboy errors. Oh, nearly did it as well, didn't I? Look at that. Did you see that? It's got some rush in. So he should be in there waiting for us now, along with a creeper. And there he is, there he is. Let's get rid of these. Let's get these out of the way. There he is, Vindicator. So we now need to somehow dismantle this without him getting out. Well, that worried me to death then, because I don't have any glass on me. Let me go and grab some glass. Some glass and some dark oak planks. Fantastic. Right, so it's back downstairs again now to remove the fences, and hopefully the slime are going to start flowing in. Johnny, you're going to have something. Oh, I need to call you Johnny first, don't I? I've got the name tag. Got your name tag. There you go. Yeah. Is that an enchanted axe as well? That'd be fantastic if you've got looting on it or something like that. Right, back downstairs. Okay, so I've taken all the fences out, and I've also put a wall of glass around the perimeter, because what I didn't want was the big slimes to be jumping off of that platform and landing on this one. Especially if I'd only got fences around it, they could potentially jump over and land on this side. So I've put glass around all of the perimeters, all of the spawning platforms. I'm hoping that will stop them from doing that. Apart from here, because I'm running low on glass. So here I'm just going to have to hope that if they do jump over this side, they're going to fall back. Oh, look, is that a slime? He's only a little one. I don't know whether he's going to make it up there. So let me run back upstairs again to join Johnny in the killing room. And hopefully we'll have something to look at. Okay, so we're back up again. We're just waiting for the slimy little fellas to make their way up. We had a creeper looking through the window earlier. I'm not quite sure what he was making of all of this, but he was there. So we're just going to have to do a little bit of waiting now until the slime spawn downstairs. I think I can see one on the map. Oh, it was a big fella. Sorry, that was a little fella. He died on the way up. There's going to be a lot of tweaking being done between now and the next episode, I think, because that drop... I can hear one. That drop there is too big for little slimes. Little slimes that come over the top, when they fall down, they die straight away. So that's got to be fixed. And the chute might be a little bit too long, so I think they're drowning. Oh, here's a big fella. Excellent. Perfect test. Man, he's seen Johnny. He's off the other way. Brilliant. I love it. We're playing there all day. It's like a kid with a power ball. Apart from those little fellas there that are on the windowsill, I'm not sure whether he'll... A, whether he'll get them, and B, if he does get them, are they going to drop slime on the windowsill? He might not even see them. He might not even see them until they fall off on the floor. Yeah, that's it, Johnny. There he is. Oh, you the man. So from one big fat slime, we got 6 slime balls for doing nothing. For doing no work at all. So I'm very happy with that. So I think we'll call it a day for today then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth with Johnny and my new slime farm. And I'm out of here.